Good morning, everyone. This is Leah Dixon in Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am coming to you live with my day 2 of my Stampin' the Rainbow Extravaganza. So basically what that is every day this week, starting yesterday all the way through till Saturday, I am coming on to do a 10 a.m. live, and I'll be stamping my way through the rainbow. So today our color is orange, and I'm featuring Calypso Coral and Terracotta Tile as our two main colors. So I'm just going to pop a little comment here in the box. That way, hopefully, when you guys pop on and say hi, I'll be able to see your comments. And yeah, there we go. All right, so yesterday we had a little bit of a technical glitch and my screen went black, so please, if that happens again, let me know. I was able to recover it. All right, and we're going to switch over to my desktop. Awesome. So we are going to be using the Tasteful Touches stamp set today for our orange card. And I'm going to be matching it up with some Butterfly Bijou paper. And so if you haven't seen this yet, because it's not in a catalog, it's actually an exclusive paper that's out just from now through to the end of April, I believe. It won't be in our next catalog. And so what it is it's just this really beautiful paper that coordinates with our butterflies. This one's my favorite because the Brilliant Butterflies die. Oh, good morning, Julie. Welcome. So our Brilliant Wings dies that will be in our next catalog match up perfectly with this paper to cut it out. So that's exactly what I've done for today's card. And then there's just so many beautiful watercolors and butterfly designs on this paper. So this paper is limited time only from now until our annual catalog goes live. So you want to make sure to grab that before it is no longer available. Yeah, and in the comments for today, I've actually put a link to all the materials that I've used in today's, or will be using in today's card. So first thing I've got here is one of the gorgeous Butterfly Bijou papers, and I'm going to grab my paper trimmer and I'm going to trim this down. Now I want to actually trim it small enough. Let's see if I can get this so that it's actually on the screen for you guys. Here we go. So I want to trim this down so that it is actually small enough that if I make a mat that is, so my card is 4/4 across. Oh, good morning, Shirley. Well, I guess good afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon in Ontario. It's still morning here. So my card is 4¼ so I've got a mat that's 4, so I'm going to make this 3/4. And then my card is 5½ tall, so my mat is 5¼ so I'll cut this by 5. So I kind of just go down in 1/4 increments to create my layers. Sometimes I do 1/8, but then I find they're a little bit tricky to make sure you line them up. The mat becomes very, very thin. All right. So for today, I don't mind having a thicker mat. Now we've got our Tasteful Touches stamp set, and we're going to do a bunch of stamping here on our card. Before we get busy starting stamping though, I'm going to actually put a strip of ribbon on my card. And I'm going to kind of do this funny. I'm actually going to do it on a diagonal. So I'm going to give that a little snip. And this is our gorgeous Terracotta Tile linen ribbon. And scalloped linen ribbon, sorry. And this, unfortunately, is one of 5 ribbons that will for sure be retired because it is our 2019 to 2021 in colors. And so you can get this in all of the in colors, Rococo Rose, Pretty Peacock, Seaside Spray, Terracotta Tile, and Purple Posy. And so unfortunately that is retiring. So I'm gonna, well, probably try to save so that I can use it on other things, but in the meantime, I'm going to do a bunch of stamping with it. So I'm going to be attaching that ribbon to my piece of paper, but because I'm wanting it on a diagonal, I'm wanting to really, really secure it. So I'm going to grab some tear and tape. And going to apply my tear and tape to the back of my ribbon. Now I am going to make sure to leave a little spot. Don't apply any tear and tape, and that is because I'm going to be tying some linen thread in that spot. I find this scalloped ribbon is not great for tying bows with. It doesn't tie bows. It's a very good ribbon for laying flat. So when I do want a bow on something, I pair it up with the linen thread and get a really lovely look. All right, so the trick to getting this tear and tape off of the back of our ribbon, well, getting the covering off, is to really make sure you've adhered it to the ribbon. The more solidly it is secured to the ribbon, the easier it'll be to grab that one edge. So I'm just peeling off one portion right now, and I'm going to find that spot with none and place it where I'm going to want my bow. And then I'm putting that across, and then I'm just going to flip that underneath, so it's just adhered underneath. Now I can come back in and pull up the rest of this tear and tape. There we go. So I have this ribbon really securely placed on there. Now before I tie my bow or anything like that, I'm going to do all of my stamping. And today I'm going to be stamping with Terracotta tile ink. And I'm using the sentiment Just Saying Hello from Tasteful Touches, as well as the leaves. So my sentiment's the first thing I'm going to stamp, and I'm going to stamp it in full strength terracotta tile down here. Okay, once I've got that done, I'm going to grab my leaf and I'm going to actually stamp off before I stamp my leaf on. And there. And I'm going to do a whole bunch on here. There we go. Now I'm also going to come in and do some a little bit higher up and across the top. There we go. All right, so now we look like we're in some gorgeous meadow at sunset or something. I don't know. Just the colors here make me so happy. All right, before we put away our ink, I've also die cut using the stitched shape dies, the second smallest circle, and I've got a sponge here. Now I just attached a piece of cardstock at the top so I always remember which color this is. I'm just going to lightly dip that onto my ink and then just brush the ends. Now you may be able to do this with our new blending brushes. However, I am not quite skilled at that yet to get this nice soft look. So I am going to stick with what I'm familiar with, which is my sponges. The sponges come in a set of 3 rounds, and then I just cut them into 6 pieces. So one package gets me 18 colors. So I think I bought 2 packs in the beginning, and then I've got basically one for every color of our Stampin' Up! Ink. All right, so now I'm going to put that away. And I just noticed I got some ink on my hand, so I'm going to grab my chamois and clean that up. Good morning, Marianne. So the chamois is good for more than just your stamps. If you notice that you've got ink on your fingers, you can also just rub your fingers on there, and my thumb's still dyed orange, but at least I'm not going to leave orange markings everywhere now. All right, so we've got all of our inking done. Now we get to actually play and put our card together. So I'm going to move my stamp case out of the way, and because I've got this thick ribbon on here, I am actually going to use tear and tape to apply this to my base as well. You don't have to. Liquid glue should work, or any other kind of strong adhesive, but I really like to make sure my cards stay put together. So I'm going to do a little piece there that goes right over that ribbon. Another piece here that goes right over that ribbon. And then I'll come back and do just basically my corners. You know, and a little bit up from the corner, but basically I'm just trying to get those corners adhered. One more piece. Let's go this way on this one. There. All right. So, as you can see, this Butterfly Bijou paper did most of the work for us on this card. It created that beautiful background. Now, if you don't have the Butterfly Bijou paper, you could always grab blending brushes or an aqua painter and some watercolor paper and, you know, have some fun and create that beautiful background. But using this paper that's already got all that lovely shading done just makes it so quick and easy. Makes creating beautiful cards a breeze. All right, so try and get this lined up before you let it sink down. There we go. All right, now that that's attached, I don't need to go quite as heavy duty for my next layer. So I'm going to grab a crumb cake cardstock base, and I'm just going to use some glue to attach that. I like using lighter bases because it means I don't have to put a white insert inside my cards, which helps keep the weight of them down when I'm mailing. At Christmas time, I was getting a little crazy with the layers and actually ended up having to pay a little bit extra to mail some of my Christmas cards because they weighed so much. So I'm trying to be conscious of that these days. All right. So there we go. We've got that attached. Now I can put away my glue, and we're going to come in and do a little bit of work with our linen thread. So I keep my linen thread in just a mason jar, and then I found these awesome tops at Pum, an organic shop near us. So I'm just going to measure out how much I'm going to need to do 2 little bunny ears, but then I'm going to double it up because I actually want to make this a double loop. Snip that and snip that in half. There we go. Now I'm going to find that spot that I did not put the adhesive in and slide these through. Okay, come on, both of you. There. Okay, so with them slid through, I'm going to just do one crossover to kind of pinch it. And then I'm going to do my bunny ears, cross them around each other, and pull. And now it's just a matter of playing around with it, pulling it, pulling the strings to tighten them and shape them the way you want. The linen thread I really like because I do find that you can really like place it where you want it. So even with these ends, I can kind of twist them and turn them and curl them the way I want them curled. All right, and then I'm just going to trim up the ends of just a, actually, you know what? Actually, I like how those are falling. I'm not even going to trim them. All right. Oh, good morning, Catherine. So now we have our, oh, actually, I am going to trim that one because it's come down too far into my words, and I don't want to cover up my words. There. All right. So just trim that up so our words aren't covered. Now we have our little white circle here, and I'm going to attach this to my card. So I'm going to grab dimensionals. Just need 3 for this. We don't need to go crazy on it. I am going to kind of separate them though, so that when I put these down, 1 will be down here below my ribbon and 2 up above my ribbon. Okay, so here we go. Put those down. And then the last, well, 2 more things to attach to our card. I've got these butterflies, so these were both cut out of that Butterfly Bijou paper, and then I have some artisan Artistry Blooms designers or self-adhesive sequins. I love anything that already has the adhesive on the back of it, so that I don't have to fiddle around with that. So I'm going to put this little guy up here. Just one dimensional on the back of them. And this little guy down here with another dimensional. You can overlap them a bit if you want. And then, just to fill in this little bit of white space that I've got left behind, I'm going to pop in a few of these sequins. And you can just see how easily these go on. There we go. so that is our finished card. Today was orange, obviously, with our terracotta tile and our Calypso coral, and then just a little spattering of crumb cake and some, I think it's Daffodil Delight in there just to lighten it all up. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was the Tasteful Touches stamp set that I used to help highlight the Butterfly Bijou. And of course I used the dies to cut out my butterflies, but you could actually just grab a pack of that Butterfly Bijou paper without the dies and be able to create this card without the extra tools. Yeah. All right, so let's just see here. I'm going to switch back over. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back tomorrow with a yellow card. It's going to be a mix of yellows, just like today was a mix of the oranges. So I'm not going to tell you exactly which shades of yellow we're going to use because we might end up using them all, actually. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the Stampin' the Rainbow, and do know that I have an ordering special on all week. So with any order over $60, you actually get a free ink pad from me. I figured if we're going to stamp the rainbow, I might as well make the rainbow available to you guys as my ordering special. So you can use the supplies link that I put into the comments, or you can just go to my site and use my host code and place that order, and then we will make arrangements to get you your ink pad. Of course, you can also add it on after you've reached your $60. If you want to tack that ink pad on and then let me know, I can send you an e-transfer for the value of that ink pad. So have a wonderful day. Tomorrow is normally my Facebook Live time at 9 a.m. I will not be on at 9 a.m. I will come on at 10 a.m. like I am all week, just to kind of keep it consistent for this week. So Stampin' the Rainbow will happen at 10 o'clock tomorrow in place of my regular 9 a.m. Facebook Live. Have a wonderful day. It's sunny here in BC. I hope it's sunny wherever you are. Bye.